Last one?
Ooh, can I have it?
Sure. Greetings! And welcome to DreamWorks!
DreamWorks is back, baby!
DreamWorks podcast starring a happily employed photographer barely getting by with DoorDash, a disgruntled ex-journalist now writing Scott Pilgrim fan fiction, and a spineless asthmatic 27-year-old curmudgeon sweeping movie theaters for a living. Woo. Welcome back to our series. It's been a bit of a hiatus because we ended it technically.
We finished all.
Yep, so this is considered what I put on some of my things I've written on the coda. Every time a new DreamWorks movie comes out, we get to dive back into the series for, one-offs for this one. So there's usually about 2 a year, so about twice a year now we get to return to our first series, which makes my heart just so full and happy.
Is that just because we have to bring out the binders?
Yes.
The binders.
Yeah, I get to add a page, and I get to smell the new printer smell.
And Jared, I missed hearing you say, that works! It's a beautiful noise. It absolutely is.
It's nice to actually do it moderate again, because
you get to do it now.
Yeah, you moderate the other two shows right now.
Yeah.
So. But today, we're covering the most recent DreamWorks movie, which came out in April. It's their 42nd movie, The Bad Guys. It's still in theaters as of right now when we're recording this. And it's made, I had to put this in the binder, as of today, 183 million worldwide. It's not done. It's about a month into its run, so it could probably hit 200. But the point being, moderate success.
Is it really still in theaters?
Yeah, April 22nd is just
it feels like a lot longer ago.
I feel like it should be probably coming out on digital.
Well, some of us watched it within the first week or two of it coming out. Some of us waited a month.
Some of us just had to see Multiverse of Madness first.
Twice.
Yes.
3 times, according to his letterbox.
3 times.
Okay, well, the first time
I wanted to see Doctor Strange, and the second time I went with my friends.
Well, and the second time, I mislogged it on Letterboxd.
I mislogged it the first time,
the second time.
But
and the third time.
Anyway, sure, I was busy, okay? I had a busy stretch of weeks, but I managed to sneak it in last weekend. So now we are all caught up.
Yep, we've all seen it. That means it's topical, right?
Yeah.
A month later.
Probably
Definitely.
not so much anymore.
For you audio listeners, I just looked at Dickey with death eyes.
A little bit of a stink eye.
Like a sneer.
It was pretty stinky. It smelled like tuna fish.
Yeah. Tuna is good for you. Not too much, though, because
it smells.
It is pretty stinky.
It's very stinky.
Yeah, the Bad Guys! Rated PG.
Hey! Got it in.
Yeah, so
Jared,
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I was gonna say, give us your spiel.
He can't give up hosting. He's too used to it now. He is too used to it now.
Well, it's funny how you're saying it's weird, because for a while it was just me. Then I had to get used to you, and now you're like, oh, this is weird. I'm not the one pushing this. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting used to it again too. But without further ado, The Bad Guys. After pulling off many notorious heists, the titular bad guys, wolf, snake, tarantula, shark, piranha are their names, are caught trying to steal the Golden Dolphin, a prestigious award. Instead of face prison time, do-gooder Professor Marmalade attempts to make the bad guys the good guys, with Wolf's plan to switch right back to being bad once they pull off the con. But as time passes, Wolf begins to question his bad status, and the future of the team is put to the test.
Ooh.
Yep, so it's based off, I don't know if it was a book or graphic novels, but
really?
It's an existing property.
I did not know that.
Yep, I don't know anything else about it, because remember, this series, we don't do research. We just watch them because we're 3 idiots that watch movies.
And then we just jump into it without any preparation whatsoever.
Yes.
That seems right.
Yeah.
So it's the freshest in your mind.
Yes.
And you had the bad opinion, so with the smug little review. You're going to go first, just so we can get the
Are you going to read it? Are you going to read it?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear it again. It makes me mad.
I'm actually going to read it because...
Oh, boy.
What is the issue with my review?
Read it out. Okay, actually, read it out loud, and we're going to tell you exactly what's wrong with your putrid little smarminess.
Okay.
What?
Just go with it.
Okay.
Here is my
putrid.
Review. If you follow me on Letterboxd, this is my review. Not a movie I go out of my way to watch, but I had a little extra time to kill, and I know I need to watch it. It's got classic heist movie tropes, but layered in a style that's entertaining enough for the kids. You guys remember that Rick and Morty episode where they did like the heist on top of a heist on top of a heist? It kind of felt like that, but for kids.
No.
Yeah. It was...
do you understand how heist movies work?
Yes.
Like, most heist movies are a heist on top of a heist on top of a heist.
I know.
That's how they work.
I know.
And neither of us have seen the Rick and Morty episode, so we have no idea. And don't fill us in. I got the gist.
Yeah, you know the classic, but I had one more plan ahead. Oh, but I played a little more than you. Oh, but I played
That's every heist movie.
I know, and Rick and Morty was making fun of that, which is kind of.
So go into your thoughts.
So I know, it sounded like I didn't like it. It was okay. Okay.
Why was it okay? We need concrete reasons.
So all right. So I guess let's just start with the voice acting was good. I didn't think anybody really stood out. Nobody really.
Voice acting was great.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my favorites were Mark Maron and
Mark Maron is my favorite,
and Alex Borstein because
Sam Rockwell's always good.
Yeah,
and he's way better here than in Trolls. Trolls World Tour.
I'm just kind of over Sam Rockwell's voice right now. I don't know why. This is very particular to me.
He would not have survived the early 2000s.
I already know why he doesn't like this movie. We'll get into that.
Oh,
keep going.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, voice acting to me was okay. The plot and it just felt kind of cliche. Like you know what's going to happen. I'm not watching this because I think it's
because what?
I'm not watching it because I want to, but because I had to. And that's kind of what it comes down to.
Audio listeners, Jake and I are pointing at our noses and lifting them in the air.
Please voice how you feel because they can't.
About you?
With my nose in the air, I can't get it any higher.
Because I'm gonna be
it's
honest.
playing into the tropes. That's the point.
Yes, it is.
That's the point.
Making fun of the tropes.
I know it is, but it didn't do it.
How was...
And I don't want this to come across like I'm a Rick and Morty stan.
You are a Rick and Morty stan.
No, I'm not.
You have I can't believe I said you have a hat that says "Get Swifty."
I did.
You are a Rick and Morty stan.
I don't have it anymore.
What did you do with it?
Give it away. I just haven't worn it.
Sure. He's probably got it buried.
You gave it away, or you just haven't worn it?
That's what you were doing in your. I saw you digging a hole. That's where you put it. You have it buried in your backyard, so you don't wear it. But it's always close.
We were just cleaning out the house, doing some spring cleaning, getting rid of old clothes and whatnot. And I just don't wear the hat anymore, so I pitched it. Well, I didn't pitch it, but I'm going to donate it.
You buried it.
So it's.
He's hoping a pickle will grow out of it.
I don't want this to come across like I'm a Rick and Morty stan, but I genuinely think when making fun of heist movies, Rick and Morty did it better than this. And granted, that's just because I like crude humor. I'm a 13-year-old boy at heart. I like fart jokes and like cuss words and all that stuff.
So you don't like humor. You just like laughing at dumb stuff.
I love dumb stuff.
Man,
lowest of the low brow humor.
I love it.
No brow?
I love it.
No, it's not no brow.
I do love low brow. And I just think...
I can tell.
I don't know.
Oh, this movie had no farting in it. Isn't that funny?
That's just kind of what it came down to. It didn't tickle my fancy as much as you guys. I thought the plot was cliche.
That's the point.
I know you say that's the point, but it just.
What would you have done to make it not cliche?
And know it's the point and say, well, it's cliche. No, you gotta do more than that.
I wasn't expecting that much going into it, and I was thinking there's a chance that it passes my expectations because of it's gotten fair reviews. And I went into it with my low expectations, and it barely went over. It did not really.
It's got a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than Multiverse of Madness, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Okay, listen, I will say it's better than it is better than Multiverse of
And you saw Multiverse of Madness twice before you saw this.
Yeah, because nobody else that I currently live with and or go to movies with wanted to see this. So I had to wait until I had a time alone to go see
Pretty weenie.
Wow.
So those are my thoughts.
Gotcha. I thought it was a breath of fresh air, not only for DreamWorks, but the animation industry. Because you're always going to have great movies from studios, but they're always the smaller ones that have these great movies because they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
And then I see a major studio, because they're like number 3. Because I'd say Illumination makes more money than them now, unfortunately. Yeah. And then Disney is Disney.
Obviously Disney.
But, to see them take this kind of risk, especially with that style, it's so good. So much of the character is just in the animation.
I did like it. It did feel more like 2D animation than any other.
Yeah,
It's very Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to say, the whole like Spider-Verse walked or the bad guys could run. It's like, but we have at least 2 big examples of this before Spider-Verse came out. And that's the Peanuts movie and Captain Underpants. Not saying those are better than Spider-Verse, they're not.
It's not.
But
also
those
not really
two are the ones that kind of started the trend for the major studios, at least in my mind. Because Peanuts movie did it in a simplistic way, and Captain Underpants did it in simplistic but a little more complex way. And then Spider-Verse just went the whole way with it.
Which one came out first? Like, what was the order of release?
I think Peanuts movie is 2015. That's all right.
Peanuts
and then
Captain
Underpants.
So Captain Underpants could walk. So Spider-Verse could run.
And then the bad guys can launch into space.
Oh, hold on. We're not in a Fast and Furious.
Yeah. It's just because everyone's talking about the animation, and I wish major studios did this more because it's such a unique look and it's so emotive. There's so much in that, and there's subtle stuff as well as the big stuff. And that opening car chase is so good. It's a movie that made me have fun. A lot of these animated movies, especially in the latter half of DreamWorks, they're not fun. This is just pure fun. And this is much better than another movie that came out last year that has a lot of driving, and that's Mitchell's versus the Machines. This is way better.
Much better than Mitchell's versus the Machines.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
This is going to age way better.
Had way more spice. It had way more pizzazz. I thought...
No, it didn't.
I thought it took this dial and took it further than the bad guys did.
I wouldn't say so.
I absolutely believe that.
I feel like the character stuff in this is way better. And I feel Mitchell's vs. Machines isn't even that funny. This is great.
One of the issues is I know it's very stupid, and you can hit on me for this nitpick all you want.
I already hate you.
I thought he said hit on him.
I said hit on my opinion. But anyway.
Your bad opinion?
How does this world work? There's humans and animals.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of confused.
Why is it important?
It's not.
BoJack does that too.
I was just kind of confused.
BoJack Horseman is the same thing.
How does Mitchell's vs. Machines work?
There's no different animals that are talking in Mitchell's vs. Machines.
There's robots. There's giant
robots.
Furbies.
Is a little different than just straight up animals talking. Like, and again, it's not like I said, it's not a huge deal, but it's just in the back of my head. It's just like I didn't really get that. And also,
it's just like BoJack. I just said it's just like BoJack.
And also the whole marmalade twist.
Additionally,
you're supposed to. It's like in the middle of the movie.
Comic book movies. So why would you even in Spider-Man? How is there a lizard man? How does that make sense?
Okay, that's different because that's
why is it different?
Because that man took a serum to turn into a reptile, and in this one, they're just like, oh, humans and animals are just living together. And I know you don't have to address that, but make it feel more natural. It never really felt natural to me.
I didn't even care.
Again, plus, the whole point is they stand out. Because when they're just in the diner at the beginning, which looked like the Pulp Fiction opening shot, I thought that was a nice touch.
I did actually
when I was
appreciate
like,
the Pulp Fiction.
It's like that. I'm just thinking like that long take, and then the chase, which is in 2 sections, and it's just so good. And the ending,
I also
especially when they're getting all the things off each of the...
It's really well plotted.
It really is. And the prison escape fight is really fun. And just that reveal is another, like, they play into it's another thing. It's one thing to be cliche, it's another thing to play into them and still be enjoyable. And I think they do that so well. It reminds me also of like Ocean's 11, which Ocean's 11, the remake, the Soderbergh remake, not that anyone's thinking of the Rat Pack movie at all.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Heist movies have always done that, and Ocean's 11 did everything heist movies have always done. Ocean's 11 is in the same boat as this.
Yes.
We knew how it was going to work, and we still have fun.
And
I don't think it hurts the movie at all.
No, and again, like I think what it comes down to is I'm not saying this movie is bad. I just said it wasn't as entertaining as it was for you guys. Because here's my ace in the hole. There's not a lot of pop culture references to keep little 13-year-old lowbrow Dickey amused the whole time. No, that's what it is. No. Every time you don't like something as much, it's because of the pop culture references. I was gonna say I feel like Baby Driver did this better. I feel like Baby Driver was a fantastic chase and heist movie, and it pulled off the action and the antics way better than this did, because it just. Again, I didn't really, it just didn't suck me in, guys. It didn't suck me in.
Does Dickey just not like animation that much?
I don't think Dickey likes animated movies unless it's poop jokes and funny 2010 meme and culture.
Like scrambled egg eyes.
What's the Rick and Morty? Yeah. Well, no, what came out this year that was Disney or Pixar?
Turning Red. This is way better than TurningRed.
No, it's not.
It is.
I haven't seen Turning Red. Don't spoil it for me, Dickey.
We don't want to say too much about Turning Red, though. We'll get to that eventually.
But I'm saying, to your point that I don't like animated movies is bullcrap, because I love Turning Red, and I love Coco, and
he doesn't like good animated movies.
I like movies that have more heart to it.
This had so much heart. He turns from a bad.
I got it. Dickey has no friends, and this is about friendship.
I just got it.
He turns into a good boy, and his tail wags whenever he's a good boy.
It just felt stupid. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have so much ice on your heart.
I just thought like, oh, you're a good boy, and that's what makes you feel happy. Like
he's never been told that. That's the whole point. Is he's bad because that's what he's just been geared to do. And then when someone actually gives him the attention, which was all part of a plan, which actually makes sense, it's out of control for him. He can't help it. And when they actually feel good for once, they're like, wow.
And then they all start wagging their bottoms.
That was funny.
I just thought it just felt dumb to me. It just didn't. It just
You're dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You don't like having fun. You don't like swashbuckling fun. People don't like swashbuckling movies anymore. I mean, and it doesn't have to be like a pirate movie.
I love swashbuckling. Speaking of
why don't you like this?
Speaking of pirate movies, or pirate shows, the new Taika show that just came out, Our Flag Means Death. It's very swashbuckling, and it's fantastic. And
he limits swashbuckling to pirates, doesn't he?
Yep. Well, like as me and other friends have talked about, like the bad guys brought out lots of memories of Lupin the Third stuff, and in his case, my own friend Sly Cooper, a lot of Sly Cooper stuff in there.
Well, I've heard more and more people say that. Yeah, I never played the game, so I don't know.
I've never played it, so I don't have any.
You've not seen any Lupin the Third? Have you seen any Lupin? The Miyazaki movie, his first movie, which Castle of Cagliostro, is wonderful, very fun, very fast, very like this. And then the most recent Lupin movie, which came out in 2019 or 20, is not very good. It's okay. It's like, imagine this kind of animation, but not anywhere near as detailed and emotive. Just kind of fine. There are good parts, but it's kind of bland.
I can kind of picture that.
Yeah, this is just, oh man. I want more big studios to do this, to lean into different art styles, because let's face it, that Disney and Pixar look is getting really, really stale. It doesn't look bad. It's just kind of boring.
It's all kind
Even
of the
if
same.
they add color, it's just the texture is the same and the designs are the same. And it's impressive at times.
I mean, to be fair, if you have the same two teams working on all of your movies for 20 years.
And that's not a statement on the animators. Again, as we always say.
They're just people have styles.
Yeah. They are overworked and underpaid.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate them. They're just doing what they're supposed to. And the designs aren't bad. It doesn't look bad. It's just...
I would suspect for this there was a significant amount of new people on the team. Yeah, whether they were younger or not.
That's fair. Just because they
just because it's so different.
Yeah. Which I know we mentioned before, and I want to mention again when you're talking about style. You know what they need to bring back and need to do more of? Klaus. Where they use that 2D animated and
3D to make it look 2D.
3D to make it 2D, and they brought a little bit like of that into the bad guys. And give us more of that, please. Yeah. Animated is animated because
Criterion should do a Klaus release.
Oh, I know. There's no physical release of Klaus at all. And
they have that deal with Netflix thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Netflix deal makes it perfect. Like,
yeah,
and the Criterion
Why haven't you done that, Criterion?
The Criterion Collection does need more animation. I think they have 3 physical releases.
Yeah, probably need more Christmas movies too.
Yeah, I don't think they have that many either.
I've seen at least 4.
That's not. But the point being, they especially animation. They had a thing over. Was it last summer? Or like something, they had like art house animation, a playlist on the Criterion channel, and they had like 10 to 15 movies that weren't like the big studios, because they had like The Wolf House and what else? Like When the Wind Blows was on there. Kirikou and the Sorceress, I think was on. Like there was smaller stuff that's really good that people haven't seen because it's not available most places, and they put it on there. I was like, that's cool. Why can't we get some more physical releases? But again, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they're trying to. I don't know how all the rights work, but I just think that some more animation would be very nice.
To also be fair, is as much as I want them to put that out for more people to watch it, nobody's buying physical media anymore. So
people are. It's not what it once was. Well, but physical media is way better than streaming.
But the people that buy are more so just collecting it than actually buying it.
Yeah, but collecting is so huge right now.
I wouldn't say it's huge. It's just different for every person. Like, honest to God, like the majority of my friends that I know, they don't collect anything.
You don't have friends because you don't like this movie. We already know that.
Other than you guys, the majority of people that I know don't like.
When did that happen?
Don't like collecting. That's what I'm saying.
There are plenty of collectors out there.
Collecting is huge right now.
Doesn't mean it's crazy numbers.
Why do you think the prices on like every single collectible ever is through the roof right now?
It's because it's a small market and people will pay money for that. Because it is
But if they'll pay money for it, they must be collecting it.
Yes, I'm not saying. Well, that's why there is, because if you had more people that wanted to buy it, then you could lower it because people would pay a little, because those people would want to pay a little bit less. But I feel like the small group that is into collecting is willing to pay more and more for the stuff that they like.
I disagree with that sentiment, but we're not on a collecting podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was enjoying it. Seeing the two of you make these faces where Dickey says something dumb and Jake makes a weird face and I notice it and I laugh and then Dickey starts saying something and I just look over and Jake's just gearing up. Yep, it's so funny. But yeah, I wanted to talk about their eyes in the movie because their eyes did a lot of the talking, and it threw me off in one of the trailers because it looks like a different art style for some reason. But then when I watched the movie, it didn't bug me at all. It was weird. But then it reminded me of another movie that didn't use the eyes in their animation, and there's no emotion to the movie at all, and it actually makes it pretty boring. What movie am I talking about, Jake?
The Lion King.
2019.
I knew where that was going a mile away.
Which is
very fair.
Hey, Ewan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's become the poster child for how not to do things.
Were they 2022 Polar Express eyes?
2022 Polar Express?
Yes, they were.
You don't get it. You didn't watch the funny chipmunk.
Yeah, you didn't watch. You didn't watch literally the best movie of the year. Also, the worst movie of the year. Also,
wait, Jake,
it's the second best movie of all time.
I thought the best movie of the year was Morbius.
It's Morbin time. See, I'm hip.
I watched the honest trailer for that, and I could hardly even. I could hardly. I was like, I want to watch Matt Smith dance, but I don't want to sit through the other 2 hours and 30 minutes of this movie.
That's my sentiment exactly. I want to see.
He's buff now too.
Matt Smith is looking good.
I know.
You know what's funny?
Game of Thrones.
Spoilers. I have to say spoilers out there for those of you who have not seen Doctor Strange. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to cover your ears or however you're listening, okay?
6-1000.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Anyway.
When Strange goes into that dead body.
Yeah.
He looked like Matt Smith. He did. I was like, I see. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Oh, that looks like Matt Smith.
I totally.
And I think it's just because the dead body didn't have any of the facial hair, right? It all like rotted off. I was like, that looks like Matt Smith.
I got to be honest. I was a little surprised that they used it that way.
I am shocked they used it that way, but I like that they did.
They were dying to use that in a movie.
Oh, also, and in completely unrelated news to DreamWorks, did you see that David Tennant and Donna are signed on to actually come back for the 60th anniversary?
Jake, when my heart saw that piece of news, it leapt through my skin and did a little dance on the floor. No, it didn't do a little dance.
Dickey's actually in heaven right now. He actually died from this experience.
It did the 500 miles dance that they did at the end of David Tennant's run. If you've seen that YouTube clip, my heart is so happy. Oh my God. I know we're not talking about Doctor Who this episode, but
that's
so good.
David Tennant likes this movie.
Does he?
I'll bet. He has a heart.
I mean, he has a good taste.
I like this movie. I'm not saying it was as great as you guys are, but I'm not saying it's bad.
He's in one of the best vampire movies ever.
Interview with the Vampire?
No. I hate that movie.
Which one are you going to say? What?
The remake of Fright Night.
Oh, I haven't seen that. But if David Tennant is in a horror movie, I'm on board.
Anyway, The Bad Guys.
The Bad Guys.
Can I actually say my thoughts now?
I
loved it. It was like you said, it was a breath of fresh air. It was the best DreamWorks movie since How to Train Your Dragon 2. And I am not at all lying.
Man, he's right.
What came? I mean,
that's 8 years, Dickey. We're not going through like 15 movies.
Realistically, that's probably true because I don't remember any of them.
He watched all of them. That's the funniest thing.
In the last year.
Listen, my memory is
We have a list in the binder.
Then how do you...
Go to the first page. I printed this a year ago.
Then how do you even know you didn't like this movie?
Read this. I'm going to read this. Penguins of Madagascar, Home, Kung Fu Panda 3, Trolls, The Boss Baby, Captain Underpants, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, Abominable, Trolls World Tour, The Crows of New Age, Spirit Untamed, Rock Baby, Family, Fucking Business. I made a list. Use it.
Okay, I found the list.
Jake, what are your thoughts? Jeez. What are you doing to him?
What am I doing to him? What are you doing?
Jake, what are your thoughts?
Oh, he's bringing out his.
I actually wrote down my thoughts because I saw it almost a month ago, and I wanted to remember.
And it's not. So, he wasn't so smug as. Well, at least he wasn't smug about it, and he was like, "Well, I don't want to watch this, but I'm forced to."
Okay, I want to be honest. I would not go out of my way to watch this.
Because you don't like good movies.
I'm okay. Yeah, that's a good assessment. Yeah.
Listen, when it's marketed as a movie for kids.
You just said you're 13!
All of the top 10 there, marketed for kids. You love every single one of them. What are you talking about?
I was a child!
None of those were from when you were a child. Well, not none of them, but most of them were not from when you were a child.
I was at least a little bit younger.
No!
He's always been a child. Jake, what are your thoughts? The series tires me out.
I really love the animation. I thought for the first time in a long time, it gave the movie some character, which I think is missing from most of the other DreamWorks animation. By comparison, I found myself looking in the back of the frame most of the time because really random funny things would happen. And it's not like, hey, look at this. It's funny. It just happens.
Yes.
And the freaking snake plays bass.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Yeah, that's fair.
That music is just...
Oh, yeah. Again, heavy influence from Lupin and probably Sly Cooper. I've watched YouTube videos on Sly Cooper. They're very good. And so when you hear the music, you go, because Sly Cooper's all about that kind of stuff too. So
also, makes sense.
Also, it's very smart because it knows what it is and it plays like we've been saying
without turning to the camera 5 seconds ago. Yeah, that was dumb. Right?
See,
like every Disney property. Just have fun for one. You don't have to explain that it's dumb or if it's just being fun. Just go with it.
And it is the best twist villain that DreamWorks has ever made.
Because it's halfway through the movie and we see it coming and they play with it where it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yep.
That doesn't annoy me. It's not like the Disney and the Pixar ones.
Although I will be honest, to be fair, and again, spoilers for the bad guys.
Coco's villain twist is bad.
Oh, I disagree. I love Coco's villain twist.
But anyway.
Go ahead. What were you originally going to say?
It looks like the hat that Robert Rodriguez wears.
It actually kind of does.
Yeah.
It is a hipster hat. Is Robert Rodriguez a hipster?
He's kind of in his own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying? Sorry, I just noticed that. This whole time, I just realized you had a hat on.
Oh, they actually, spoilers, they actually had me thinking that the Fox had something to do. Like she was the bad guy.
You talk about Diane Foxington.
Yes.
The Crimson Paw, right?
Yeah. But then they turned that around wonderfully. And even the end part with the snake, like you knew something was going to happen, but like the way that plays out and how long they draw it out until right at the end is, I think, one of the better decisions in plotting that they've made in a while.
There's another thing too that they do that a lot of movies don't do. There are consequences. How many movies they pull off they pull it off at the end and they go scot free. And in this one they're like, no, we didn't steal the thing, but we stole a lot of other stuff. And what happened? They go to prison. They serve their time for a year. They get off on good behavior and they get out. And it's like, wow, a movie actually having consequences, actually having characters owning up to what they've done, serving their time, and
I think that's a thing that movies are turning to now,
which is good.
Yeah,
because especially in the past year, I can think of like 3 or 4 just in Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks.
To be fair, to me, the biggest sin of consequences is Marvel. Like I feel like they are constantly killing so many civilians, but it's fine. They're heroes.
But if you deviate, then it's like the BVS thing where it's like, oh, go to that island. It's uninhabited. It's like, okay, now you're just trying too hard to be like, no one's going to, because everyone complained about Man of Steel.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody makes such a big deal about Man of Steel. Like that makes sense to me though.
It bugs me in the, not to talk about Man of Steel, but when he kills Zod and he's so broken up over it because it is like now he's the only one left. I get that part, but it's also like it's kind of hard to do this right after millions of people died when you were throwing them through buildings. They're throwing each other. You know what I'm trying to say? Both are fine. It just kind of throws it off for me. It's kind of an imbalance because I'm fine with it. And I'm fine with him being upset over him to do that. That's not an easy thing, but I feel like when it came after he just like chucked him through building after building. Yeah. I think that's why. Not to go on a tangent about Man of Steel, but I think that's where that comes from. And then everyone was like, oh, you're calling everybody. I can't do that. So then in BVS, they put it on an uninhabited island to make sure we knew. And we still complained about it because apparently we are never satisfied.
Also, both of those are not really great movies.
No, I like Man of Steel a lot better than I thought I used to, if that makes sense. I like it. Okay,
it's got a wonderful sense of speed.
Aged a little bit better
than others. Yeah, what an odd, the whole Snyderverse thing. Not to get into that, but that's just a whole odd
the only movie I haven't seen from the Snyderverse, The Owls of Go.
That's not the Snyderverse.
That's the Snyderverse.
No, it's not.
It's all Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. I would call.
I'm just saying, like, I would not put that.
I would call Sucker Punch part of the Snyderverse too. As awful of a thing as it is.
Okay, really quick. Back to bad guys.
Bad guys.
Are we going to address where we are going to put it in the rankings?
Yeah. Is that where?
Yeah. Let me. Well, we want to wrap up. Do we have any thoughts to wrap up before I introduce that little segment that we'll now do?
I think it was the best DreamWorks movie in a long time.
Same.
And I would watch it again.
I want more.
I had just a lot of fun and it was relaxing. I loved that it reminded me of Ocean's 11 and I love Sam Rockwell and it's one of 2 movies that I like Awkwafina in.
I will finish up with this. I will say, as much as I've been dogging on it, I do like they took a risk with this style, and I want them to make more movies that really, really use animation to its fullest.
I wonder if, because the latter half of DreamWorks, we noticed they're trying to emulate Illumination's formula, and it wasn't working.
Illumination.
Oh,
sorry.
Illumination. You were actually having a health issue. And I was like, all right, really well. let him conk out, and me and Jake can rank it. But I was just saying, I feel like they tried to follow that formula, and it wasn't quite working, and they're like, you know what, let's try something different, and I hope they stick with it. Unfortunately, this hasn't made as much money as they probably wanted.
You are very lucky then, because watching that Puss in Boots trailer, the art style looks very, very similar to this.
Does it really? I don't know if I've seen a new Puss in Boots.
I haven't watched the trailer either.
It does,
because that's but that's next in like 5 months.
I was gonna say, when does that come out?
September, I think. So yeah, in September they'll see us again.
Yeah.
I don't have any more.
They hopefully see us every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I meant on this series. Yeah, but yeah. Should I introduce this?
Do this. Yeah.
So from now on, since we're in the coda, because we already had our big epic finale ranking all 41 at the time. Every time there's a new one, we end our episodes by discussing where we'll put it in the rankings. And for the sake of jumping to where we were in the finale, I think it's well above the B-line.
Well above the B-line.
I think it's in the top 10, with the 10th entry being the first Croods movie.
Yep.
You really would put that interesting.
Yep. I would put it.
But he's got.
I have a quick issue with this. One of the lights is currently blocking.
Oh, good. That means we can just keep going.
All right, let's keep going.
I would put this honestly between.
He's going to put it in a terrible spot.
He's going to put it next to Spirit Untamed.
No.
You watch him.
The other Spirit. I was going to put it over Wallace and Gromit, but under Spirit.
I think this is better than
It's
Spirit.
way better than that.
I like Spirit more than this.
It's way better than...
Where do you guys put it? I know you said top 10, but
I like it better than the first Shrek. Not the second, the first.
Do you want to know
I
where
like
I
it
put
better than How to Train Your Dragon 3, but not the first Kung Fu Panda. I put it 8th.
Me too.
Whew. I can't.
The only thing I'll say is, because he has a say, I will bump it down to 9 under the first Shrek if he agrees to let it be in the top 10.
What would it be over?
Croods. You know what this means, Jared?
What?
You have to write a 42 on there and write all the rest of those over again.
All of them.
We'll just do something on the computer like we should have done, instead of me handwriting everything.
Can you guys tell me what's under Croods?
Eldorado.
I still think Eldorado is better than this.
I think this is more consistent. I love Eldorado.
I like the characters and the music more in Eldorado than I like them in this.
I'm sticking with 8. That's honestly where I think it should go.
I'm trying to compromise with you.
Can we keep it? I genuinely do not think this is better than Eldorado. I don't.
Why?
At all.
What's better about Eldorado?
Eldorado, the music was way better.
But that's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's two different styles.
It's a matter of opinion.
I don't know. We can objectively say that it's better than B-Movie. That's not opinion.
Well, yes, it obviously is better than B-Movie.
We can objectively say it's better than Madagascar 2. That's not a matter of opinion.
Yeah, it's probably better than Madagascar.
It's better than the second Croods, and I like the second Croods.
Yep.
It's better than Flushed Away, and I love Flushed Away.
It's better than the first Croods.
I got more enjoyment out of the first Croods than I did this, though.
I got more enjoyment out of this than I do out of Shrek 1.
There's more funny, gross humor that you like.
I do like funny, gross humor.
He's loose.
He's loose. All right. Can we compromise it? 10. Again, I can't read the board, so I don't know what I'm putting it over. So I'm just going to have to...
I might be fine with 10.
Can we compromise at 9?
10.
I don't think he's going to budge. He wants it at 15 or 16.
I do. I want it that low, and I obviously am not getting it that low.
Can we put an asterisk on it to say?
No!
We already had this conversation. I'm okay with compromising for 10.
Okay.
10th it is. This is in the top 10.
All right.
All righty. Well, next time you see us on this series, it will be in September or October. I mean, depending on when Dickey sees it, so about December. And, yeah, that one will be Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which is a sequel to the first Puss in Boots, which we're not sure how or where this takes place in the Shrek universe timeline. Because there's also a show that we're not going to watch. So that's next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot how this.
I was gonna say it's been so long since we wrapped up.
Oh yeah, Dickey, you want to do you get to do the shout out.
Yes. Thank you one and all for listening to us. You can always catch us on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Google, pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find us. Make sure to leave us a rating on Apple. It helps bump us up. And also, please subscribe to us on YouTube and see our beautiful faces every day. I'm sure you'd want to. Look at us. We look great, don't we? Don't we? I think we
could be in a pirate movie.
But yes, follow us on YouTube as well. Click the bell. Get subscribed. All that good jazz. Like us. Yeah.
I think that's when then I say what the next one is.
Yeah, you kind of jumped out of order a little bit.
I can't remember. It's been a couple months since we did this.
It's been so long.
Well, anyway, this was the first installment of the That Works Coda. And we'll see you in a couple months for this series, but catch us every Tuesday and Thursday for more frolic and fun. Have a good one. The last one.
Oh, can I have that?
Sure.
My
bullshit.
You had one job.
Still, it's lost. If it has any, not like kick, but like zest, it's lost a little bit.
Yeah.
That's actually not bad.
It's less stale and more just bland.
Mm-hmm. Use that punch in your face for a salt and vinegar chip to work.
It's better than
one of these days you're going to keel over for lack of oxygen.
Or just welcome. Yes, Jake, say your thoughts.